Hello. Welcome, everybody. Come on in. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. So if you're on any of those, please come in, join my little coffee corner and let's have a chat on transformation and change. So thank you for all who are joining me. I have my lovely cup of coffee today, and I'm not in a hurry today either. So come on in. I know it's my Maui one. I love Maui. Yeah, yeah. So, boy, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, 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 everyone. Transformation and change. I free woman. Yeah, there's here's a funny thing. You know, I do astrology and sometimes I don't pay attention. Go figure, right? But I knew that if you're doing something, you have to be very, this is a time of caution, cautionary energy, right? Making sure that you're crossing your T's and dotting your I's. Well, I've always been a slacker. I'm admitting it. I'm not always crossing my T's and dotting my I's. I'm quite the opposite sometimes. I fly by the seat of my pants, and that's how I've lived my life. Which at my transition in current time in life probably is not a good thing. Never being a saver, never being a person to not that I'm an overindulger, but just coast through life, that's and do the things that I've wanted to do, kind of thing. So I last year, you all know that I took a job with Save on Foods, and it was out of where I felt it was necessity because of everything that was happening in my life at that time, and my husband wasn't, wasn't well, and loss of income, da 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 da, whatever, the whole story, the whole story there, and for me, I just went into it. Now, fast tracking to where I've been there for over a year. I didn't think I would be there a year. Funny thing is that with working it with jobs, corporate jobs, or working in the muggle world, muggle jobs have never worked for me. Crazy shits always happen. Either I get injured, or I get where I can't do things, like or all of a sudden my position is dissolved and they don't have my position anymore. Uh, this time it was just, I started a Kriya on June 12th. And oh, my husband just got home from dropping our grandson. So doing that Kriya, it is a Kriya of self-awareness and self-reliance. And because within the last while, I would say in the last few months, so maybe a little longer. Anyways, my hip has been killing me. Like it was to a point that sometimes when I got home, I couldn't walk. Like it was that bad with my hip, my left hip. And I've always had sort of hip problems, from having 4 children and being a silly girl and doing crazy stunts, skiing. I never snowboard. I skied and figure skated, and I used to be a long distance runner when I was younger, believe it or not, those kinds of things. But you know, the wear and tear on your body. Anyways, my hip at times would hurt so bad that to sleep and stuff wouldn't matter. And I'll take Tylenol, but I'm not big on going to the doctor and getting, you know, uh, medication for pain. Like, I will breathe through the pain. I will work with the pain. So, anyways, ooh, got deja vu here. Welcome everybody who's here, because you must have been in a dream I had. So I started a Kriya, and it's a 40-day Kriya. Now that was on June 12th. On June 12th, I guess that was a day of huge change for me, because I did something I didn't even think about. and I made a beverage. It was one of our new beverages that are coming out, the frozen strawberry acai lemonade. That's what it's called. It's a new drink. And it's so I thought I'd try it out, and I thought, "Oh, let me what's a Kriya?" Okay. A Kriya is part of Kundalini, and what a Kriya does, you do it for 40 days. 40 days is about the transformation and change, and it's the same kind of either a breathing technique or different poses with you with yoga. And then those poses are related to a part of your body uh, to move a stagnant energies and move that energies out. I will be starting probably next week. I'm going to integrate another Kriya into what I'm doing, and that has to do with releasing attachments or anything that for within my sacral energy. So it's called a womb healing. So I'm going to be starting to do that one next week and integrating the one. So I'll be doing my first one in the morning, which I do first thing in the morning. So it's anywhere between this morning I slept in till 5:30. So I started that one at 5:30 this morning, and then I'll do an integration of the next one, which I'll probably do in the afternoon or something. So that's what a Kriya is. A Kriya brings in changes, it moves stagnant energies. I guess that's the best way to put it, and moving that stagnant energies from your body. And when you're moving that energy out, it's bringing in, and one of my intentions was to bring in change. Well, bringing in positive transformation and change into my life. That was the biggest thing. And even with the energies that are coming in, that's what it was. It's about, having a focus, looking at your emotions and how you want to transform your emotions and how you want to create a more vitality within your life, right? So that was one of the big things I wanted to start doing. And where I was working, if you don't know, I did a stint of close to 35 days straight working because they didn't hire anybody in my department. There was nobody to work, and I am the person that just won't drop the ball. Like I will be there. Oh, I'll work, I'll do it. But in that, you find that there isn't the appreciation. They change it around on you, and not even thinking that they would, but we had a change in management, which always brings in changes. There's been a change, with the one manager, the manager that I worked with ended up quitting after working for the company for over 27 years. He was one of the highest paid managers in that store, and he quit. He couldn't do it anymore. Um, a pink lemonade acai drink. You started to say, oh, okay, yeah. So anyway, I'm Dana's the Virgo who brings me back on track. So, anyways, so with the change in management. So coming back to my story, on Thursday last week, I decided let me try it because in Starbucks, if there's a new drink, you're supposed to try it, right? You're supposed to mark it out and try it. So I thought, okay, let me see, because I got 2 cups and I did get, because Mateus drinks a strawberry blended lemonade. I did make that for him and I paid for that. But the other 2 drinks I didn't pay for because they were sample drinks. So I thought. And in blending them, what happens after a few minutes, the drink starts to separate. It doesn't stay like a slushy the way it's supposed, like you think it would be. It separates. And so, anyways, I made them. I took them home. And I guess I was being, you're filmed all the time in the store, and everything that you do, you're constantly filmed. But I didn't think anything of it. So, long story short, they decided to look at what I was doing that day, and in the morning, I test shots, right? I, put them in a cup, and then I drink them or add hot water, and I added sugar to the cup, and they said, "Well, that's not testing it." And I said, "Well, I have 20 years experience. Um, putting it in there, and then I was going to drink it for the day." Anyways, I wasn't supposed to do that. That's stealing. So I ended up getting let go. Let's put it that way. So, my bad. This is all part of the energies that are coming in, that if you're doing something that others will think wrong, you're going to get called out on it. And I got called out on it. So, instead of giving me sort of a slap on the hand, which I thought, I would have done, sorry, don't do this again. This is not what we want you to do. And I've never been written up. I've never had any lates. I've never been late on anything. Like, I was always there on time, showed up, did whatever. Anyways, never been written up. That was my very first time ever being written up. Worked for the company for over a year, just a year and a month, actually. Yeah, just over a year and a month. And goodbye. So what? And then last night, being let go last night, then I went to a summer solstice goddess energy healing, which was absolutely fabulous. You're joking. No, I'm not joking, Dana. I'm not. And then, there was another incident that when I was working the 35 days straight, I did have a coffee during those times in my 12-hour shifts that I didn't pay for. Didn't think about it. Had a coffee. So yeah, they weren't pleased because you consumed without paying first, which is wrong. You're not supposed to consume without paying first. So anyways, the to me, it's they wanted the change. They want to bring somebody in. They want to I'm so mad for you. I it It's frustrating. It's scary. It is overwhelming. There's a lot for me to unpack and process, I guess. And when people say that, sometimes, for me, it's like, well, what am I unpacking? It's life. You know, that's how I look. It's life. Like, let's go on. And I have to figure out my next step. And I'm looking at the Kriya I'm doing and the energy that I'm working on, of releasement for myself. What I what I understand is that every single time I'm not supposed to be doing muggle work. And maybe that's dumb to say. Maybe that is egotistical to say. But yeah, it's great getting a paycheck every week. Honestly, it is. It's comforting getting a paycheck every week. It is. It's so comforting getting a paycheck every week. It is so easy to um fall into, like, oh, okay, I have coverage for prescriptions or dental or things like that. It's so easy to take that, right? To take that. It is, but this is the same thing that happened when the government was handing out money. It's so easy. Oh, here, we're going to give you this, we're going to give you that. It's so easy to come into that self-reliance of it, and not rely on oneself. But when relying on oneself, it gets so scary, because then all of a sudden it's like, I got to figure this shit out. I got to, yeah, I live where I have to pay rent. I have a car payment. I have insurance. I have all of these things that have to be paid. So it's not that you're not going to pay them, but you have to begin to look at how you want to create that substance in your life, and be diligence and do the due diligence on creating it. And that's where the scary part comes in, where it's like, holy shit. And the way that they let me go, will I get EI? I don't think so, right? A friend's wife got fired today too for taking too many sick days. Yeah, and taking too many sick days. And for me, the other thing that they could not get me on was, they said I was stealing time. And I'm like, stealing time? I'm like, oh, okay. Well, then you guys, if I'm done at 2:30, I'm not going to stay and help anybody anymore. I'm gone, kind of thing. So I was very diligent in the last month or so, 2 months, that if somebody was um not, they got a lineup, I'm leaving. I'm gone. Goodbye. Too bad, so sad kind of thing. Um I'm not going to put that extra time in, because you will be accused of, well, why are you staying overtime? What's that? Well, that's their job. That's not your job, kind of thing. Um, I feel sorry for kiosks in any department store, in any grocery store. I really do, because I've worked with this before. I did it with Target, and they don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit about that person working in that Starbucks. They don't give a shit about that person having to deal with 20 people in line and doing 60 drinks. And I'm being truthful here, because that's the shit that happens. And they don't give a flying fuck about it. They would rather, their thing is that you're just doing a service there, get through it. If people are upset, they're upset, kind of thing. Just do the job. And that's why so many, don't last. They don't last, because it's endurance to have to stay there to do it. And for me, I've done the shifts from 6:30 in the morning till 7 at night, because nobody showed up. They didn't hire staff. I didn't have anybody. And being a team lead was like, to me, I take on that responsibility. That's what I do. I take on the responsibility of what the job is. Always done that. Sometimes a little bit too much, sometimes a little bit too passionately, which is, a good thing, yet a bad thing in many times, right? Um, so now, as I step out into my world, and last night was such a beautiful energy, and watching her do that. I think her name is Orsha, who did this beautiful goddess releasement kind of ceremony. It was it was beautiful to see her do it. Now she's a Leo. And you could see that Leo energy in her, because she shines, she's out there, she's brave, I love the Leo energy. I really do. Um, the thing is that I am not a Leo. My energy's in the Leo house, but I guess I can be pushy and stuff, but I'm not one to automatically step into the limelight for things. That's just not what I do. I will go into the limelight, but I will do it, in due course. I'll do it in a different way. That's just how I do things. But this is where I feel with everything. And plus, my husband has been saying, I want you to quit. I want you to quit. I want you to quit. The last few weeks, I kept on feeling there's something going on. They're watching. They're looking for everything to get rid of. And they did that before calling in somebody else, another staff member that worked with me, and he actually just forgot to pay for his drink, and they fired him for it. And I just like, you guys, yeah, you guys, they are looking for, you know, um, everything to crack down on, to cut corners, to where you work by yourself, or just do it. And this is where we are going to see a job market, or um, we're going to see things fall, because you're not going to get the customer service. I mean, many places you're not getting the customer service now. You're not going to find people wanting to work for $15 an hour and be shit upon. That's the whole thing. You're going to find people that are not wanting to, you know, do that kind of work. And, do I want to go back into retail? Oh God, no, I don't. I don't want to step back into retail. Uh, I don't think standing all day or standing at a till all day, I mean, that's going to do me more harm than good. when it comes to your body. And at the end of the day, you got to respect your body, man. I taught this, and I know your body never ever lies. And it's my left side. So my left side is saying that I was not allowing myself to receive what I needed to receive. I was always doing the right foot. So your right foot, if you're right-handed, that's your projection hand. So that's your hand that you are projecting. So you're stepping forward. So when somebody steps forward, if you've ever played basketball, you pivot. So usually you'll pivot on your left because you'll keep it off to the side, but you'll put your right foot forward. So that's sort of like, no, that's your blocking, that's your, here I am, I'm going this way. If you're empowering something, say a crystal or something, you're empowering it, you empower with it with your right hand, the hand, your powerful hand. You take it to your left hand, is like, what do I need to receive? What do I need to receive? That's your receiving hand. And if you are not allowing yourself to receive, yeah, the spirit will knock you flat on your fucking ass. Right? And that's what spirit did to me. It's like, you are not listening, Mary Jane. You are not listening. You need to take that action. And it's funny because I had crazy, bizarre dreams of nutty shit happening, but it's the other part. It's the humanness. It's the human part of saying, no, I still have to do that. I still have to show up. And some days, I'd wake up like, I really don't want to go to work. I feel like shit, but I showed up. And that's where honoring self is so important. And you think you would know it by 59, but hey, no. Uh this is a reboot, a restart. It's part of my karma, part of what I have to learn. Those, Pluto going back into Capricorn, it's looking at the deep roots and releasing those deep roots of what are you afraid of? What are you you know not letting go of? When is my birthday? My birthday's November 4th. So I'm a full-blown 100% Scorpio. So this is, I should look. I think my progressed moon has moved right now because it was in Leo for a while, and it moved into Virgo, and I think my progressed moon is going into Libra. So that means I'm, starting to learn relationships not only with myself but with the world around me, and my internal self of learning that. So it's just crazy. And I've always had making a note for November 4th, big birthday. Yes, I've told my daughter, I told Olivia, I want a party. I said, I want a party. I don't usually ask for things, but I told her I want a party. So my daughter, Olivia Tracy, hit her up, tell her mama wants a party. Yeah, that's what I want. I love to get a hall. I love to get some friends, get some music, have some food, and just enjoy, have that enjoyment of connecting with people. Love that. So now that I am free, I guess I'm back doing my readings. I'm not starting up any courses right now. This is a rebuilding time, but I'm definitely doing readings and doing charts and stuff. I'm going to be looking at some markets and seeing myself going into some markets and see if I can get back into some local markets and getting myself out there, right? So my time is free now to do readings. My readings are not free. So it's yes, I know, Dana. I know. I have your chart. So this is where so like Charlene has joined the party late. She's asking questions. Now this is what a Leo does. She joins the party late and then it's like, "What? What's happening? What you doing? What do you do on charts? What do I do on charts?" So what I do on a chart is that let's bring you up an example. Yes. Um, you gotta love Leos. I have been let go from my job, Charlene. I'm no longer at Save on Foods. I was a bad girl and I took a drink that I wasn't supposed to take. So there, long and short. There's more to it, but that's the long and short. I was a bad girl. So, and according to them, um, and it was what I'm doing right now, people. I'm going to bring up a chart, which will be my chart because I don't mind people looking at my chart. I don't bring up anybody. I don't bring up other people's chart. I'll just do a basic chart. And this chart, do I need? There we go. There we go. Okay. Now, most of you, some of you have seen my chart before. So there we go. I will go little. There we go. There we go. So for those who are, I will go like this. So this is people on Instagram. This is my chart. For you on YouTube and stuff, this is my chart. So there. I don't know if that helps any, but anyways. So in doing a chart and when I do a chart, so here I look at first what I do, sorry guys. What I do is I find the sun. So this is the sun and this is the glyph for the sun. So in finding the sun, I know I'm a Scorpio. And then I look at what house it's in. It's the fifth house. And I know the fifth house is Leo. So my sun is what I'd say at home, but yet my sun is at home in the fifth house, yet it's still unhappy because it's in Scorpio. Sun's not very happy in Scorpio. Then I look to find out where my moon is. So my moon is here. So my moon is so yesterday the sun yesterday eclipsed my, hold on, I'm going to stop this small share. Whoop. Sorry guys. Just 1 second. This will be better. So the sun yesterday, I can't hold on to you guys. You guys you have to go this way. The sun yesterday made my moon a full moon. It does every summer solstice. So usually that new moon means new beginnings, transformation, changes. Something crazy always happens. Some kind of nuttiness happens to me on that around that time. I've done sweat lodges and have had where my job has been dissolved within 3 days. Do you have a pointer? Just 1 second. Do I have a pointer? I don't think so. I don't think there's pointers on here. There you go. So on here, so here is, if you see this, share this tab. Sharing this tab to there. So we're sharing. So on here, what I look at is here, right? So this is my little pointer here. This, I don't know if you guys can see it, but here is the sun. So I look for the sun. So I start to look at what's going on. Here's the sun coming in. There's my moon. The sun has, is moving. So I'm moving towards a new moon. So I'm basically, not that the summer solstice is a new moon, but it's kind of like the dark moon going into the new moon. So I'm in the dark stages, entering into a new moon stage. And that is in my 12th house. My 12th house is the house of secrets, which is ruled by Pisces. Pisces is ruled by Neptune. And when I start to go look, and then in reading a chart, then I want to know, well, where's Neptune? Neptune is in Pisces right now. Where's Pisces in my chart? And I start to look and I'm like, well, Pisces is in here. It's in my 10th house. Oh, My 10th house. So what does that mean? So when I look at that, and I'm looking at that in my 10th house, which is Pisces, brings in delusions, and because it's Piscean. Piscean is a connection with that of the divine, your spiritual self, but it's also in my 10th house, which is down here. It says 10th house. 10th house has to do with your dharma, has to do with your job, your work. So there I'm looking at that. So Pisces is saying that, something is going on, and we have a square to, we got a square to Mercury, and Mercury is saying, well, there's some kind of delusional information, or something is delusional there of the information that's coming in for you, and it's in your 12th start. So there's some kind of secret at work. So there's a secret at work, and it could be a secret being held against me, or something that I don't know yet, but it will be revealed as the sun comes closer. As the sun comes into my 12th house and into, I know something's going to be revealed to me, and of course it was. So when I do a chart, um this is what I do, is that I start to look at things, look at the house, and then look at, okay, that house is in the 10th, this is where Pisces is, this is where Neptune is. Yes. So what, as I'm looking at, okay, there's more information that's going to come to me. It's a square, it's going to be difficult, but I really have to take the time to listen and listen to my higher self, because I do have um Saturn's in there too, my 10th house. So it wants to have some kind of structure. Saturn in Pisces is hard to get structure. It's etheric, it's vast. It's not going to get the structure it wants. It's going to get some abstract, something that's not normal. And it's coming up to hit my Chiron, meaning that it's not going to hit it this year. It's going to hit it probably next year, because Saturn's going retrograde. So there's something there I really have to look at within my own self, and look at how I can bring in that grounding, bring in that energy. And especially as this moon is going to have an opposition of it on Saturday. So the moon's going to be coming into Virgo, and it's going to hit up my Uranus. It's going to hit up my Pluto, and it's coming into, it's going to have this opposition with Pisces. So my Uranus and my Pluto are opposite, are having an opposition with Saturn. So Uranus and Saturn, they don't get along very well. So there's an opposition there. There's an issue that's coming in. I haven't really looked at my chart for a while, so there's an opposition that's going to bring in change. And Pluto wants to teach me something. It wants to teach me something within structure. Now that's the 4th house. So the 4th house is ruled by Cancer. So it's got to be something that's supportive, something that's going to bring me something that is emotionally satisfying. It is the house of the mother. It is what the moon rules. The moon rules this house. My moon is in Cancer. So this is sort of like a double whammy of internal change and chaos that's coming through, that I have to look down deeply of what are my insecurities, and how can I start to deal with them in my life right now. What are those insecurities? Because those insecurities are going to be part of what I have to do with my job, and it has to have a connection with spirituality. It because I do end up having a stellium here, all of these guys joined together. So there is where I have to have some kind of stability there, but it's not going to be what everybody else thinks it should be, because my sun always squares Saturn. So I have a sun squared Saturn, means there's lessons there that I have to learn. Something there I have to learn, and I have to take my divine energy. So this is thank you. So this is part, when I do a chart, that's what I do. So I take that energy. Now sometimes it feels very abstract to people, but until you sit there and you really got to start explaining, okay, this is what this house means. How is that? And this planet, and it's the rulership, like the planet rules that house, that energy of that house. So where my Pisces in the 10th house is kind of crazy and it's weird. You usually have a person usually has a lot of different jobs. They move around a lot because it's ether. It doesn't want to stay in any one place, right? So it looks at those kinds of structures. And then opposite that 10th house is the 4th house, right? And who rules the 10th house? Capricorn. Capricorn. So Capricorn rules the 10th house. So Saturn is in my 10th house, which he actually rules, but it's Piscean energy. So it's having to make and look at the structures I want to create and really bring in that grounding. And with Virgo, there has to be something there. Virgo always wants to do something, wants to have something done, or wants to organize something. That's the energy of the 4th house. It's a house of home and family and children, and it wants to have some kind of structure there. So you have to look at what is the structure that you want to work on when it comes to your home and the family and the structure that you want to work at. And it's in Cancer, so it's going to be an emotional attachment to it. So let me run out of the burning building now. So in doing a chart, it does take some time, but it's in doing it, it gives you sort of that insight. And you know what, to tell you the truth, I have been neglecting a part of my spirituality. I've been neglecting that part that is so dear to me because you got overwhelmed and you got involved in the muggle world and blah blah blah. I can make as many excuses as I want, but at the end of the day, I have to own it. I have to say, this is mine. I have to take that and take that responsibility for what it is, and step up to the bat. And in doing that, and stepping up to the bat and taking that responsibility and saying to myself, oh, okay, this is what I have to do. And this is for all of us right now. It's taking that. Yeah, I'm glad I checked my own chart. And taking that responsibility, I can see, okay, there was something in my chart that was showing me, not that it's going to tell me exactly what it is, but it was showing me that there's something within the workplace. There is some kind of delusion there. There's some kind, and with Mercury coming in, and Mercury's moving very fast, it's saying, you better check this out. There's something there that's coming in that is not truthful. There's something there, because that's what Neptune is. Neptune is, he brings in illusion. He's the propaganda guy. This is what everybody's fallen into, is the propaganda for the last, since he's been there. So it's looking at all of that, and he's in there till 2026. So this is like, holy shit, I really have to take things serious in my life on the direction and the spirituality I want to go into, and how I want to take that going forward, and the healings that I have to do for myself, and helping myself to, not damaging my body anymore by working in a muggle job that basically tears you apart at times and doesn't give you the respect that you really need. And this is part of the dismantlement of our society. This is what we are going to be seeing more of, not just with what happened with me, but you're going to see that in many corporations. You're going to see, I feel sorry for all these IT guys that are graduating, because they're not going to have a job. Yeah, they're going to bring these guys in, use them, and spit them out in some way, because they're going to be using AI. They're going to be using something that's not going to cost them money, right? So these are the things, the changes that are going to be happening. Department stores and grocery stores, they're not going to have cashiers. They don't want cashiers. They're going to have a system that, okay, you go in there, you have the app. That's why many places don't have flyers anymore. They want you to download the app. So when you download the app, the apps are going to be where you are able to put money on those apps, and you can go in there and grocery shop. Amazon's done that, and many others are doing that, right? So I wonder if that is my chart too. This is very interesting. I have to run. I encourage everyone to listen to myself. The Magical Power of Women by Andrew Harvey. Ooh, nice. So this is the direction of a lot of changes and transformations. So this is where, as I've always said, be prepared. Get yourself prepared. Get yourself to a place where you have to create your community. That's one of the reasons why I went out last night to the summer solstice. It's creating and connecting that community. It's stepping out of your comfort zone so that you are able to find those places that you can be with people and you could talk with people. So, this is absolutely fabulous. Been thinking nonstop of these folks in the sub. Wake up at 4 a.m. dreaming of them, unable to breathe. So sad. I know. It is sad. But it's sad, but how fucking stupid can you be in going into a sub that is controlled by a controller for a video game? And it hasn't been really properly tested. And this is where it's like, it's great to be caught up with nostalgia. I love nostalgia. I love history. But where's your attachment to reality? Where's your attachment to, to the here and now? And that's the other part, is that you have to be grounded in the here and now. You have to be grounded. Yeah, you can have your spirituality and everything, but you still have to be grounded. You still have to really focus on the priorities and the importance of what it is that you need to do and create within your own self. So just totally crazy. My heart goes out to those people and their families and the whole bit, but first of all, I would not go into a submarine that did not have proper seating in it, and there was no food, there was no water, there was a place you could go poop. That was it. Like, excuse me, I got to go poop in front of all these people? No way. I want to poop by myself. I'm not pooping with other people. I'm not in jail. So, look at this. My husband made me breakfast. This is what I've been missing. Breakfast. So, on that note, I'm going to go eat. Thank you very much for joining. Like and subscribe. And push the notification button, as my grandson told me to tell people. And have a great day. If you are wanting to book a reading, definitely get a hold of me. And you could go to thegurumama@gmail.com and let's get connected. I love you all. Have a blessed one. And we will talk to you tomorrow, because you know what? I'm free. Bye-bye, everybody. Hello, Steve. Everybody's saying hello.
Hi.